right, hi everybody, welcome to SC Squared. Today we are going to learn about animal classification. So let's take a look. What is animal classification? It is the sorting of living things into groups to show how they are alike. So how do we classify animals? Let's look. We start by dividing them into two groups. Anybody have a guess on what two groups?
Plantae and Animalia.
That is a good guess, but for this we are looking for vertebrates and invertebrates. Do we know the difference between vertebrates and invertebrates?
I looked on the back of our snakes, that's my favorite snake.
What were you going to say?
One has a backbone, one doesn't.
That is exactly right. Vertebrates have a backbone, like this right here, like you, and invertebrates do not have a backbone, like insects, like earthworms and stuff. So today we are going to focus on vertebrates, the animals with backbones. And those can be broken down into 5 smaller groups: mammals, birds, fish, amphibians, and of course reptiles, my favorite. All right, let's start with mammals. Mammals have fur or hair, so that means you are a mammal. The mothers produce milk for their babies, so just like a cow. And has anybody seen a kitten or a dog that is feeding on its mommy? That means that your cat or your dog is a mammal as well. And they give birth to live young. Let's see if this is going to work really well. I have a cute little video to go with it if it'll play. Let's see. It looks like it's going to give us trouble. Okay, we'll just keep going. Maybe I'll show you the videos at the end. Let's see. All right, next is birds. Birds, as we all know, have beaks, feathers, wings, and 2 legs, and they lay eggs to reproduce. And we actually benefit from this because we eat eggs. How many people like eggs? I love them. All right, let's see about fish. Fish live in water, of course. So that means they breathe using their gills, right up here. And they have scales instead of hair or fur. And they reproduce by laying eggs as well. Amphibians, they start life out in water with gills, just like fish.
And then they don't.
Exactly, and then they grow and they get lungs and they get legs, and then they live on the land. And they are cold-blooded. Reptiles have scales, breathe using their lungs, and most of them lay eggs to reproduce as well. All right, so that is the end of my PowerPoint. I'm going to keep that sweet and short for you guys. Let's exit out of that. Okay, so now I gave you guys some pictures in a little bag, and we have a sheet, a big sheet with all the sections broken up into it. It has fish and birds and reptiles on it. Let's get that sheet out and get the little pictures out of your bag. All right, so this is actually why you have scissors and glue on your table. We are going to put each picture in the category that it belongs to. And I have big versions of our pictures up here, so we're going to go through them together. So everybody find this picture in your bag. You found it? Who knows what this is?
A snake.
It is, it's a snake. So we're going to put this one under which title, in which box? Reptiles, very good. So you may need to cut it a little smaller to fit in your box, and then there's some glue on the table. And everybody be nice to each other and share the glue and the scissors if you can, please. Okay, I think pretty much everybody figured it out. This one is fish scales. And that goes under the fish box, of course. All right, guys. Does everybody have this picture in their bag? You see this one? You see Kermit? Can anybody tell me where Kermit goes on our sheet? Hey, everybody, listen up here. Yoo-hoo! Can anybody tell me where Kermit goes on our worksheet?
Here.
Where's he go?
He goes amphibian.
That's right, very good, very smart girls. What about this picture? Where do we put this one?
Mammals.
Very good, under the mammals box. Because mammals make milk to feed their babies. Do you guys recognize this guy from anywhere? Do you know where he comes from? Anybody? What is it? He is an amphibian. That is the perfect answer. He is from the movie Princess and the Frog, though. But yes, this is an amphibian. Good job. What about this dude? Where does he go? Where does he go? Very good. You guys are so smart. Can anybody tell me what's in this picture? What is it? Hair. That's good. That is hair from a human head. So which one does this go in? Which box? I heard it, mammals. That's right, because humans are mammals, right? Yep. All right, guys, where does this guy go? Where does he go? In the fish box. Very good. What about this one? Where does Tweety go? Bird. Very good. What about this? Where does this one go? Frog. But what box? Amphibians. That is right. Very good. Do any of you guys play with frogs outside? Pick up frogs when you see them? No? Did you know that frogs actually do not give you warts? Toads and frogs do not give you warts. That is a myth. So, sorry, Mom and Dad, I ruined it for you. But if your parents tell you that not to pick up the frog because it's going to give you warts, you can tell them that Miss Minda at the library said that is a myth. They don't really give you warts. If so, I'd be covered in them. Okay, guys, here's some more tadpoles. Where did those go? Amphibians, that's right. These are little tadpole eggs before they hatch. All right. Can you guys tell me what this one is?
Human hair.
Nope, this one's not human. Anybody else got a guess?
Bear.
I heard fur. That's the answer I'm looking for. I'm not sure. It may be a bear. It may be a dog. They both have fur.
Yeah.
Who is this? Do you guys recognize this guy?
Dog.
It's Doug. It is. Which box does he go in? Mammals. That is absolutely correct. Good job, guys. Do you guys know where this character goes?
Reptile.
Reptile. Very good. Very good. And I have one more picture. What about this one? Birds. Very good, because birds lay eggs. And then, of course, in your bag, you should have feathers, too. Do you know where the feathers go? Bird. Very good. Can glue your feathers onto the bird box. All right, guys. Are you ready to meet some friends that I brought with me today? Yes? Okay. Before I let you meet them, I just want to tell you a couple of things. We don't want to scare these guys. They're very easily scared. So I ask if you to please be super quiet when I come around. If you have questions, I will love to answer them. Just raise your hand for me, okay? No blurting out or yelling or anything, and so that we don't scare the animals. Another thing is, Unless I tell you that you can touch them, don't reach out to touch them. You never want to reach out and touch someone's pet, even if it's a dog, unless you ask them first if it's okay, just so you don't get hurt, okay? All right, so our first guest, let's get her out. She is originally from Africa, but her kind are here as pets very frequently. This is a ball python. Her name is Ezra. She's full grown, so this is about as big as she's ever gonna get. She may get a little fatter, but she's never gonna get any longer or anything. And they're called ball pythons because they like to coil up in this tight little ball here, and that's how she prefers to spend most of her time. She lives in a big glass aquarium, just like a fish tank, but with no water in it. She does have a big water bowl, big enough for her to get in and soak in, because she likes to take baths too. Sometimes I put her in my bathtub, give her some more room. And let's see, she eats mice for dinner. And so I get her out and I put her in another container besides her home, and then I put some mice in there, and she's a constrictor, so that means she squeezes them to eat them. She doesn't have poison or anything like that. She's not venomous. So she is actually very friendly. The noise that I think of when I think of a ball python is plop, because this is what she does. She just likes to hang out. So this one is actually one that you guys are allowed to touch. If it's okay with your mom or dad and you're not scared, then gently, I'll come around and you can gently touch her. Isn't that cool? She's ticklish. She'll move when you touch her. Does anybody have any questions about Ezra? Nobody? She's about 8 years old. Yeah. I actually got her because one of my friends, family friend, an older gentleman, his son moved away to college, and he went up there to clean his room one day and saw a fish tank and decided he was going to clean the fish tank out and put it away. And when he reached in there, something was moving around, and it was poor Ezra. His son didn't tell him she was in there, and she hadn't eaten in months because he had no idea she was up there. But that's what snakes can survive quite a while without food or water or anything. And that's why whenever they do eat and drink, they'll eat a whole lot at once so that they can store it up if they have to go without food for a while. She eats 3 mice every week. Every Thursday I go get 3 mice for her. And she, for some reason, will only eat the white mice. She has to have the white ones. She's a picky little girl. All right. Everyone say goodbye, Ezra. Put her back. And her favorite thing is fleece blanket, so she's got a fleece blanket in her head. And
she doesn't want to get off.
well, I did not foresee that one. There we go. Yeah, that really is probably it.
Is she shedding?
Yes, she is. All right. And Miss Jen just asked an excellent question. I don't know if you could tell or not, but she is actually in the process of shedding, so she's got some loose skin too. They shed their skin anytime they get a wound or if they eat or anything like that. That old skin gets a little tight, and they shed that, and they get a whole new skin. And that perfectly leads up to our next guest, who has pooped all in this tub. This is Osmodeus. This is my corn snake. He is an albino corn snake. That is why he is orange. They come in all kinds of colors. You can get brown corn snakes, red corn snakes of all different shades, light pink ones, white ones. I love Osmodeus's orange color.
Can they touch him?
Osmodeus we won't touch. Not because he will hurt you, because his bite is very little. He doesn't have any teeth or anything, but he's super, super fast, and he's kind of got an attitude, so.
He does.
There's actually a kind of corn snake that is native to the United States that you can find out in the woods, but it's just a regular brown one. It doesn't look anything like Osmodeus. These are bred specifically for pets. You won't find one like him out in the wild. They like purposefully made snakes that color.
He's like a candy corn.
Yes. They do. They call them candy corn sometimes. I do have his snake skin. This is Osmodeus's shed that he shed just a few days ago. He sheds all the way the tip of his tail, and you can see where each eye goes in there too. If you guys want to look at this, you want to pass that around? Y'all want to check it out? It's like, I made a new friend. There you go, buddy. And he lives in a house very similar to Ezra's, a big glass tank, and he eats mice as well, but smaller ones. Set him right there. All right, what do we have here? All right. Woo! This is Bam Bam. He, if I can keep a hold of him, is a Rio Grande Slider. These you can find in the river whenever you see them. If you're driving through, like if you go over a big bridge over water and you see the turtles on the logs, it's probably one related to this guy. And let's see. These are pretty simple. Like I said, you can find them everywhere, but you can also find them in the pet stores, and they make really popular pets. Lots of people like to have turtles in fish tanks at their house. And he lives in the water, under the water at all times, and then he has a floating rock that he climbs up onto whenever he's ready to bask in the sun. I'm going to bring him around and let you guys see him. If you want to touch his show. Bye, Bam Bam says. He's even waving at you guys. There you go. He is especially mad about being in this box.
Smells like the box.
Okay, I'm going to save the sugar glider. Okay, this guy lives here at the library. Some of you may have seen him before. Yes, it is. Come here, buddy. Okay, hedgehogs are mammals. They are not related to porcupines. They're not at all. They are in their own house altogether. So porcupines have quills that they shoot out. Hedgehogs have spines. It feels like dry rice, and he is mad at me because he's nocturnal and he likes to sleep during the day, and I've woken him up and he's not happy about it. But he has spines, and they don't shoot out or anything like the porcupine can shoot his quills out. His stay in, but he does that popping thing so that he can try to poke his predators to keep them away. And he curls up in a tight little ball, just like Sonic the Hedgehog.
I know Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah. And let's see, what else? They are native to Asia, Africa, New Zealand, and Europe, but not here. They are becoming pretty popular pets here in the United States, though. But they actually haven't been pets long enough for us to have set rules like we do with dogs on how to take care of them. So taking care of them is a little different than your regular hamster or something like that. Yeah, we don't touch Huck yet just because he's a baby. And since he gets so scared, if we keep touching him after he's scared, it makes him really stressed out. And we don't want to do that. Thank you. So we're not touching him yet, but maybe once he gets a little more used to people and stuff, because he is a little baby. He's only about 6 months old. We got him over summer reading, and we've been trying to get him acquainted with us so that he'll be friendly and everything. And like I said, maybe once he gets a little older, we'll be able to let you guys hold him or touch him. But you are always welcome to visit him at the library. He will be downstairs. There's a little office window, and it's got pictures of hedgehogs around it and a little hedgehog clock and stuffed animals. Yes, and in the window is Huck's cage, and you're able to look in on him. Now then, during the day, like I said, he's nocturnal, so he prefers to sleep, and he hides a lot. So if you come in and you can't see him, just grab a librarian, and we'll go in there and fish him out for you. All right, I'm going to put Huck away now. And actually, I forgot to tell you, his full name is Lord Huckleberry Nelson.
What a big name.
We've got one more guest here, and I saved him for last. Oh, yeah. Well, also, Huck eats mealworms. Do you guys know what mealworms are? That's these little critters right here.
Oh, it's alive. See it wiggling?
And that's one of his favorite snacks. This guy that I'm about to bring out now, that's one of his favorite snacks too. This one we also don't touch because he gets pretty scared as well. And his bones are super, super fragile, so we have to be careful about handling him. Hi, baby. And he loves yogurt, so I'm going to try to bribe him out with some yogurt. And that is the sound a sugar glider makes when it is mad. I'm just going to leave him in his pouch, and I'm going to come around and show you guys inside of his pouch. He might come out a little. There you go. Get you some yogurt. There we go. And they're like some of the softest things ever, and they're some of the fastest things ever. And they have, just like a flying squirrel, though they are not related to flying squirrels, they have little flaps that go from their body to their arms. So when they spread out like that, they can glide. So they glide from tree branch to tree branch. Yes. And these guys are native to Australia. They're actually related to kangaroos, and they have a pouch just like a kangaroo. They can have up to 4 babies at a time, but it is more, it's more common for them to have just 1 or 2 at a time.
How big are they?
The babies start off about the size of a $50, and well, inside the pouch they're even smaller, but they stay in the pouch for the first 6 to 8 weeks. And so you don't even see them at all until they start getting bigger and start popping out of the pouch. Their tail will pop out a little bit. And then when they come out, they're about the size of a $50. And then it takes just a matter of a month or 2 for them to be the same size as the parents. And this guy's name is Poe. Poe. Yep, P-O. Yes, just like the panda off of Kung Fu Panda. They fly? No, they have flaps. And so whenever it's kind of like they fall and then their flaps catch them. Yes, like a parachute. That's a very good example. And sugar gliders, out in the wild, they are preferential insectivores, which means they prefer to eat bugs. But they also are called sugar gliders because they love sweet things. They love all kinds of sweets. Fruit is their favorite. They like sweet peas and sweet corn too. He especially loves sweet peas. And so every night I have to cut up fresh vegetables and fruits for them. And then I always throw in a couple of these mealworms so that they can have their bug fix. There you go, buddy. Do you have a question? How old is he? This one is about 1.5 to 2 years old. I don't know for sure because he was a rescue. He was in Texas in a pet store in a bright sunny window in a tiny little bird cage. What's wrong with that is that they have to be able to hide. They're nocturnal as well, so they don't like the sunshine. They need to know that it's daytime, so they need the sunshine, but they need to be able to hide from it. And he wasn't able to hide, so he was in the sunshine all day. And he was in a tiny little cage, and they have to be able to glide and jump and run to get all their exercise, so he wasn't getting any exercise. They have hands like ours. They will stand up on their back feet and grab their snacks from me. They will also pull their hair out if they are sad or depressed. So when I got this guy, he was underweight, and he had pulled all his hair out. So he has come a long way. He didn't used to like to be touched or even looked at. If I got close to him, he would make that loud sound that he was making there at the very beginning. But now he's actually kind of fat, and he has all of his hair back. So he has a big cage. It's like this tall, and it has 3 stories. I call it my sugar glider mansion. And he has 2 other friends that live in there with him. In the wild, they run in about packs of 30. So if you have pets, have them as pets, then they have to have a partner, at least one partner, to keep them company. So he has a girlfriend named Quinn, and they made a baby that right now I'm calling Tiny because he doesn't have a name. This, I wish he would come out of here. This is a full-grown one. He will not get any bigger than this. I literally could turn this upside down. He is not coming out of there, you guys. Come here. Maybe if I bribe him, he'll come out. You want to come out?
Look at his little face.
He's not sure. I'm not sure about it. Well, that is a full-grown sugar glider right there. So he won't get any bigger than this. Maybe a little fatter. He gets fed pretty well. He is still not wanting to come out. All right, guys. Is that all your questions? Everybody?
Yes.
All right. Well, that is actually all I've got for you guys. If you don't have any more questions, that's everything. And you guys, you can take your worksheet home with you if you want.